This shit is killing my long term. Let me tell you, I am down $1,000 on the year. Well, more like 1,100 right now on the year. That's not including like my Bitcoin wallets. This is just stocks long term. Like the last time I like picked up a lot of stocks was, I think I picked up some here and some here. No, was it? No. What I really last time I really was like buying stuff at a huge discount was like down here. So I should definitely still be up overall on my long term. But for the year I'm down, which makes sense because we were up. This is just a SPY, but who knows how my individual stocks are doing. I haven't checked in a while, but this is where we were at the start of the year. So from the start of the year, we're down, at least on the SPY, between 6.5 and 7%, down about 6.6% from the start of the year. So that makes about sense. Makes some sense that I'm down like 1,000 on the year. Not too bad. It's bad for me if we get like all the way down here, because that was where like I was accumulating up here as well, and here there. But you see where the SPY has been since these days. So as usual, we're getting headlines right now. Nothing that is like any different than what's already been going around, and nothing new yet. Nothing significant yet. The only worthwhile headline was the one that came out at the end of the market yesterday, around like 4:10. That spike right there is Trump saying, because he had a 48-hour deadline before they started hitting energy targets in Iran, but he extended it for another 10 days. That's when that headline came out. And so that's what that was about. But then you see it died during pre-market. Went up, shot down immediately. Because he's saying that, but he's still adding troops to the Middle East. I believe there's another, they were saying that they're considering sending another 10,000 troops to the Middle East. Right? Like that came out at some point, I think, between this, so I think the market is still looking at escalation. Like things are still being very escalatory than de-escalatory. So I think that's the market showing that that's what it's believing right now, and not it being as, if it was de-escalatory and like the market believed shit was being de-escalatory, it wouldn't be going down like this after Trump saying what he said. It's going down like that because Trump be saying shit a lot, really just to keep the market up. He'll straight up just lie to keep the market up. That's why people at first didn't believe that they were even in talks with Iran, because Iran was saying, nah, we're not in talks. It's stuff like that. He's just jawboning. And then he kept repeating that they were in talks and they wanted to talk bad. They want peace. They want to make a deal badly and all of that stuff. Whether it's true or not, he has a habit of saying shit like that and repeating it over and over again. And the market and I believes that he does that to kind of try to keep the market up. We all know his thing, and that's his thing. That's what he does. And I guess the market isn't like fooled by that anymore. Like the market is aware of that more now than ever. So whatever he says is taken with extreme, like, all right, we need other confirmation other than you just saying XYZ. We need Iran confirming that as well. We need other confirming factors, if not Iran, stuff like that. So plus a lot of things he says is contradictory. Like saying they want a deal very bad, but you're still sending like an extra, or considering sending an extra 10,000 troops and sending more troops and et cetera, et cetera. So, the market sees through the bullshit more and more, I think, is what is all this is about. They see that thing is actually being more escalatory, no matter what de-escalatory thing he's ever trying to imply or say. But let's be clear, Iran does not seem to want to be de-escalating this at all. At least that's what they say. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors as much. But I think people more so believe in what Iran is saying now than Trump, to be honest. Like when Iran says, yeah, we're not accepting peace deals and yada, 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 unless XYZ is met. There's a good chance they mean that shit. At least in my opinion. The reminder why I do this every day. The reminder why we don't trade my opening market strategy during times like this where it's headlines central. Because look at this. It looks like it's rejecting this pre-market low on these candles, right? All right, let's say I entered right here after I seen it do this on that candle, and I'm seeing it do it on this candle, rejecting that, and I enter here. My stop would likely be right here, and we would have got fucking mollywopped. End of story. Like every other day. You know what I'm saying? If I would have used that strategy. Yeah, So just a reminder. That's why we had multiple strategies for multiple instances. One for during a headline-driven market, and one for when price action is acting more in my favor. Every day, man, I hit the markets. Every day I wake up, go straight to the charts, and I'm excited to trade, even if nothing happens that day, which that obviously happens when you don't trade at all. Like I didn't really trade much all last week. I traded twice last week, I believe. Let's check. Check my journal. I traded twice last week. I traded twice this week. Not counting today if we do trade today, but yeah, man. Like I wake up excited to watch for a potential play and get into a potential play. I love trading, man. And we not even where we gonna be at as far as the money coming in just yet. We're not even nowhere near where it's going to end up being. And I still wake up very fucking excited to trade, man. I haven't had this kind of passion for any fucking job ever. I've never had a job, and before this I was in IT. I was a system administrator, considered a tier 3 out of 4, doing contracts and stuff. I'm not gonna get into too much detail because motherfuckers on the internet be doxing motherfuckers and figuring out information off of little information. But yeah, just know that I was making some decent, all right, money with IT system admin on these contracts with You know what I'm saying? I can't get into detail, but like I said, I just know I made a decent amount and I was not excited. And it was easy. Like I was working from home 3 days out of the week, but for some reason I wasn't excited about that job. Like I had no passion for it. I got into it for the money, like most people do with their jobs. But this is the first thing that I've had a real passion for, but I can't really say first job that I had a passion for because it doesn't really feel like a job, and I guess that's why I'm more passionate about it. It's interesting to me, but just how the market moves is kind of interesting to me. But I don't know, man. I've had passions for music. I used to do music, used to make beats. Um, I still got it too. If I could whip up a beat right now, that sounds great. Um, so I had a passion for that. There's a few other like as far as like things that could make me money. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's the intent or not the intent, but money was a byproduct. Definitely music was the other passion that made me some money. I made my first real monies making beats. Back when I was 15, 16, I was selling leases and exclusive rights. I remember selling beats for like $400, $300. Some I sold for like $200, and then I had a couple beats that were very popular with leasing. So like I have one that I probably made like I don't know, man, maybe between 500 to a G on leasing. And I was just for one of the beats. So for a 15, 16-year-old, I made like a good amount of money. You know, like I said, for a 15, 16-year-old, I made a good amount of money not even working a job just yet. I started my first job, I believe, when I was 17. Um, when my mom's handed me down the car, I had a 98 Altima and I started working because I just wanted to get it. I was out of school 2 years ahead of schedule if I would have had graduated. I just got my GED, got out of school 2 years early for everybody else. And you know what I'm saying? We got to it because I was already making my money. I was already making beats. I ain't had nothing to do with nothing I wanted to do involve college. So I was like, what the fuck I'm gonna be in high school for? So got out of school early so I can start my life early, get to the money, have more time. I wasn't going to school anyway, honestly. I was skipping school most of the time. I was one of them. So, I was skipping school, making beats, making my money off of the beats. I had the homies coming through, I'd record them. Um, just having fun with that, really. I wasn't charging them. We were just making music in the garage, having fun. And I was making beats, selling my beats. And then, like I said, started working at 17. Um, I ain't gonna give you my whole life story. We'll save that. So we'll stop there. That's chapter 1 as far as y'all are concerned. But yeah, man. As far as trading, we ain't gonna get into all that. I give my story on how I started trading, when I started trading, how long it took for me to learn how to trade, when did I become successful with trading and figured it out, yada yada yada. White House officials cautiously hopeful. Latest talks with Iran are making progress. Sources familiar with the talk. CBS reporter. That's what that was. I just got it late. But I don't think, for me personally, like that's not, that headline really isn't shit. So I'm surprised it made that pop off of that. So either way, because I don't think that headline is shit, I wouldn't have got in on that anyways. I don't think that would have had much follow through momentum. Which, as you can see, it didn't. It immediately folded, slowly going back up. But I mean, that wasn't, yeah, that wasn't a huge headline. So let's entertain the idea that I got in right here, anyways. Um, let's say it closed a little bit above this, and I decided to enter on this candle. All right. Here's the thing about that. My stop would have been more than likely around this area, and that's kind of far for me, anyways. But let's say I move. I have the stop right here. Let's look at where the candle hit my stop. So that would have been very short lived, and I would have got out way down here, anyways. So, because we wait till the candle close. Okay, big headline. We're watching. You had to close past that, but I think that's a pretty big headline. Uh, Rubio said he pretty much said he sees this lasting 2 to 4 weeks. So he's actually given an estimate. I don't think there were any estimates before this. They didn't know how long we were looking at this Iran war going on, but he just stated 2 to 4 weeks. He told, let me read the exact headline. Rubio told G7 foreign ministers today that the war with Iran will continue for another 2 to 4 weeks. I don't think we ever got like a clear thing on that before. So that might be something. I'm watching. Maybe it'll hit late. Probably won't enter on that though. I think this is what, like, it hit here. But for something that big, I'd expect an immediate drop. Immediate reaction to that. So I'm not putting too much into that headline. Yeah, we wouldn't be seeing any of that. We would just see a straight drop. It would be clear. Headline. Decent headline. U.S. signals to allies no immediate plans for Iran invasion. Don't know the source on that. But we are watching. I have not entered, but I'm pre-placing my stop. This Wix makes things a little bit more tricky because I'd wanted to go past this, but maybe I'd wanted to go past this high now. I don't know. Not too sure. If that's the case, if I wait till there, I need a higher stop. So there is that. Wouldn't be entering on that headline. It's been too long. I should have seen it like go, like not even on this candle, but a few candles before. Like it went on that candle. It kept going on that candle. Like it should have kept going. It shouldn't have dropped on that second candle of the headline when it came out on this. It shouldn't have came back down like that. Should have, if it was gonna close, should have closed up here close to the high, and then we would have went in and all of that good stuff. But it didn't have a source. So maybe if one of the big news media picks it up and then reiterates that, then especially if it has a source attached to it, then maybe that could do something. Because I think Bloomberg put that out. It just doesn't have a source attached to it.